This video is brought to you by Artistworks. Artistworks are part of True5 Studios, and they offer direct access to master musicians through their innovative online learning platform. Partnering with iconic musicians, they've crafted decades of industry experience into guided paths of online lessons. Crucially, there's an option to get personal feedback tailored specific to your playing via their unique video exchange. Get direct guidance towards your playing goals. You can use the code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of Artistworks courses. Forgot to put my wedding ring on for that video. Weird. Anyway, yeah, it stays on the side in the bedroom. Anyway, so I guess on this channel, let me know in the comments if this is accurate or not, but I guess people generally are coming here to hear about pieces of gear, right? Stumbling across the channel and that sort of stuff. Then the other kind of things that I think people are here for, or maybe notice about stuff with me, it's kind of legato playing, maybe occasionally some chords, like, you know, like the clean stuff, and then sometimes I get asked about sort of how I approach the guitar melodically, and it kind of got me thinking about the shred aspect of kind of guitar playing, because for sure I think that's an area of my playing that I've spent a lot of time kind of practicing, and it's kind of one of those things which the things that make me pay attention on Instagram and stuff, so like might be players like Matteo Mancuso or Pierre Denel, Jack Gardner. These are the kind of players that I'm guessing, much like you, that kind of get you stopping scrolling and, you know, I think, right, I need to break down what's going on in that lick. You know, that's kind of part of what breaking up licks and stuff. Joshua Della Victoria did some stuff back in the day that I was like, okay, I need to check out what's going on with that. Alan Hines as well, but loads of different players. But oftentimes it's kind of the really fast stuff or the technical stuff which makes me stop and listen. And I think that might be because I've spent a lot of time kind of in this space. But when we think about our favourite guitarists, or, you know, guitarists that we really respect, are they always able to shred, or, you know, fast players at all? So I think of someone like John Mayer, for example. I think of Robin Ford, not the fastest player in the world. I think of the things that I like about Eric Johnson, and yes, there is the super fast pentatonic stuff, but equally, I'm there listening for the chordal playing and for the melodic playing. I think of someone like Alan Hines, and, you know, oftentimes it's not the fastest stuff in there that's making me listen. It's kind of the chordal playing. It's the really tasty tone and the really tasty vibrato, things like that. Think about players that are kind of popular now on YouTube and stuff, and that have been working in the industry for ages. People like Tom Bukovac. Is he shredding loads? Is he playing fast loads? Think about players like, I don't know, Noel Gallagher, for instance, who kind of was on that pedal show and stuff, and I saw a really positive response to that, and, you know, from players of all kinds, I guess. And you think, right, well, the shred is not really what's drawing people to a lot of this stuff, right? So I think there is going to be a group, or two groups at least, of people that are watching this video or that come to the channel regularly, and there'll be some that can shred and some that can't, and potentially some of you that don't find it super easy to play super fast stuff. I'm going to guess that you didn't maybe grow up playing super fast. This has been my experience with some of the players that I've talked to. If you didn't get into like Petrucci or Steve Vai or Joe Satriani at the age of sort of like 14, 15, 16, that for me is where I tend to see most people that are into this sort of playing. They develop it quite young in that kind of period, whereas there are other people that might have gone down like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Jimi Hendrix route, or some sort of punk route, or pop punk, or other stuff, and they don't necessarily find themselves in this kind of 3-note per string world. And I think that's fine, because what I try to remind myself when I'm kind of feeling down about, you know, I'm not the fastest player in the world, not the most technical, is just to try and kind of do some more melodic stuff. And I think that is a part of my playing which some people like as well, hopefully. To get into that sort of stuff, instead of focusing on, you know, always improvising or always playing a solo or always playing fast, what I really like to do, and have done this for years, is just play along with records and kind of copy the vocal melodies. And I think that's one real key that you don't see people talk about all the time. But like, vocal melodies are repetitive, pop melodies, you know, whether it's an Ed Sheeran song, whether it's a song by an R&B singer called Tank, whether it's kind of any song that you hear that you like what's going on melodically, figure out how to play that on your guitar. And I think that for me is the real key to melody. It's not just, you know, having these, that's a bird, having these kind of formulaic ways to, you know, targeting chord tones and that sort of stuff. For me, it's about listening to singers that you really like and melodies that you really like and being able to play those. And that kind of becomes a little bit of your personality. I think that's the simplest approach that I would say can help you play melodically, and also get you out of this idea of thinking about everything in terms of how fast can it be, or is this fast, or what could I do here that would be fast and impressive? Because I think, yeah, that's just my take on it, is that there's things that are impressive on guitar, and then there's things that keep you coming back to that person that might not always be the fastest thing. So like people like Jack Gardner, for me, yes, the licks get me interested, the fast stuff, but also it's about his touch, it's about his phrasing, it's about his tone, and ultimately about these, I don't know, these things that grab your attention. Things that you need to pay attention to are timing and ways of practicing timing, by the way, practicing, you know, with records, and listening to really anchor to either the snare drum or something like that, Another thing is to play with slow clicks, clicks that aren't there all the time, so things that only click on the one. That helped me. And just bearing in mind and being aware that your timing is not perfect is kind of the first step towards this. I'm just going to go and get a set list from downstairs that I've got to do on Tuesday, just to illustrate the point. And I think this is really the point, that if you're going to be playing guitar with other people, which I think is an aspiration for many of us, then the sorts of things that you actually might need to be good at might not be like the shredding stuff. So I'm just looking at a typical set list here. So I've got to do this on Tuesday in a 10-piece band. Signed, sealed, delivered, no shred. Respect, no shred. All night long, no shred. Blame it on the boogie, I want you back, no shred. No solos on any of these either. Uptown funk, no shred. Can't stop the feeling, no shred. Juice, no shred. Levitating, no shred. You got the love, no shred. Proud Mary, maybe some sneaky shred. So that's the entire set there with no solos, no lead playing whatsoever. That's all rhythm stuff. Right, set 2, September, no shred. Beyonce medley, no shred. Red Alert, do your thing, no shred. I want to dance with somebody, no shred. Ain't no body, sick riffs, no shred. December 63, no shred. Don't start now, no shred. Let's dance and get lucky, no shred. Rather be, no shred. We found love, no shred. Higher and higher, no shred. Mr. Brightside, loads of shred. So, you know, and that's probably something typical-ish of a normal kind of set list around here. Sometimes they might be a little bit more guitar focused. So like my personal band I play in, we have like a second set where there is a bit more kind of lead guitar work and stuff, which is kind of fun, but it's still predominantly not the main focus of any gig where you're making money, unless you're talented enough to be able to make a career out of it. But even then, I think the ones that are doing a really good job of this are probably the ones that aren't entirely focused on speed. So don't forget, I guess, even if you're not a fast player, you know, Jim Hall, people like this, John Mayer, there's loads of players out there that you don't have to be fast to make a career out of this. And frankly, for all of this, all the stuff where I make money, you know, I'm never sweep picking, I'm never tapping. I don't really need most of the skills that I've worked on. So it's something to bear in mind when you're watching me tell you about a lick that I'm working on. Probably I'm never going to use it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Also, if you have an interest in the sorts of things that you think that I might be able to teach in some sort of way, please let me know in the comments, as I'm trying to get a sense of what it is that people think that they could learn from me, if they're interested in that, if you are. And here's an outro where I forgot that I wasn't trying to shred. The rest of it I was kind of just trying to sing along with what I was playing. Kind of a good tip as well from our boy George Benson. Kind of, if you can sing what you can play as you play it, it does help to direct your solo a little bit. I'm going to give some more tips on this as I can think of them, but I just wanted to throw that out there. If you're a shredder, then there are other things as well. If you're not a shredder, you don't need to worry about it. You can still make money and still have fun. And probably your audience probably prefer it. Cheers for stopping by.